Alright. Turn my microphone on now. Good morning. Enjoy the intro, Carl. Some vocalist this time. Whitney asked the same thing, Katie. I kind of missed the timing on the, when I edited it, it looked good, the timing, that first singing person. But I think it was a little bit late when I watched the stream last night. I might have to move it forward. I'm going to change bike, don't I? What am I doing? Do professional change. There we go. Oops. Oh, escape is it's T or something. Yeah, T. So the first one's definitely draftable as fuck. So I want those crap wheels. Yeah, car. I had to include something where I was good. I haven't done anything good for a while. I haven't really warmed up. I've been trying to get my other camera set up. The problem is, I couldn't get my 360 to hook up properly. So I've got this one. There's nothing there. Damn 360. I can put Zwift in there. I'll do that after the. What have we got? 3 minutes to go. All right. Swap back to the other screen and mess with that while I'm getting ready. I've got to open up Source too, don't I? So much stuff to do. Do Source first. It's easier in terms of I'm not constantly having to push my glasses up. Contacts are, my eyes dry out a little bit. Apart from that, it's good. I'm going to the beach today, so it'd be good not having, because I haven't got any sunnies that are prescription. I better join the event. 1 kilometre almost. I haven't got any prescription sunglasses, so I was either get prescription sunglasses or lose and break them again. Yeah, got to go 1 kilometre, Katie, to get the XP. Getting close to 58 now. There we go. Or I decided to go to contacts because one thing is I can use them on Zwift. I can use them outdoors because I've got a helmet with a visor. And the visor, look, you look like a dork, but the visor's so good. Come on, Zwift, you can load up. It'd be funny if I don't load it up in time. There we go. Alright. Well, that's a good screenshot there, isn't it? Looks like I'm fan viewing behind the bushes. So many less riders. What is there, 29? It's usually more than this, isn't there? But it is. Alright, beautifully warmed up, let's go. going on. There's Nathan in the aero kit. Nathan Versi. I think it could be Versailles. Adam Bemrose. Yeah, where's Peter? A midnight race. Oh, I don't know if it's going to be any easier than yesterday. A, the legs feel terrible, sore, and B, still going to be 3 or 4 strong riders who just smash it. So it's not like I can just cruise to the finish. Hopefully it just means it's not balls to the wall 2 kilometres out. Pod saline. That's what I had my contacts in this morning. So the first 2 races are quite sprinty. Second and third suck. Don't know why I'm doing it again. I don't know, I've never seen that name, but I don't usually ride it this time of day. I don't ride with my fellow time zone people in the morning. Feel love it like racing when the sun's rising, not setting. Definitely not David Rainham like, because it's actually light outside, not dark. I had this one set up, Katie. Transition to nothing, but I'll transition. I don't even hear it, but I still laugh. A little drag here. I'm going to try and be a bit smarter on these races with my momentum. Yeah, David, I still feel like crap, but what is it, 30 riders and a few dropped already. I managed to get my watt balance to the minus. I think the next race 2, so it'll be interesting to see how my watt balance compares. Just 12 hours ago. I'll probably be soft and not push really hard until the last bit. It went right down because of the punchy efforts on the second race to get up to the start finish banner and then stay in and then attack. rather than one sustained effort. Alright, FTS points, here we come. Someone's sprinting already, Jesus. Yeah, good luck. Gotta make sure I don't get left behind, I suppose. Hope it comes back together again. Come on, big trousers, bring it back. Oh, he's gone, maybe. Tully's got me. I'll set up. Weak. I got in the wind too early. I had to keep with the effort though, because I didn't want to lose the momentum. Swifty. Yeah, not easy, Carl. I did mess it up. I didn't want to lose momentum, but I hit the front of the chasing pack too early. That's why it's so hard sprinting. You don't want to wait too long. I tried to sit in that guy's wheel, but he died. I thought I could ride his wheel to the flat, but he kept on going slower. And then I was just a sitting duck. I didn't really have the ability to pay attention if that guy stayed away on the climb. wonder if I can start my dual record. I'm not gonna. I'll see what happens. Hopefully my camera doesn't die. No, won't work. I was going to try and use my phone on my. Yeah. You got to go. That's the thing on these races. Everyone's so fresh. You got to go long. Even the last race, you got to go long because other people are fresh. Not me, but other people. I didn't realise my owner is in the race. That's why I let him win. Of course. Hey Marco. How's your day, Marco? I couldn't get my Xbox Insta 360 to play ball, so I'll just have to transition to my intro screen just to do my intro. And I'm back again. That was a mistake, Marco. Yeah, Zwifty. I sort of adjusted it today so it looks different. Well, the holding screen for this pre-race, just so it looks different, so people might realise it's not the same as last night. But there's not really much I can change on that thumbnail. Oh, just a recovery ride then, Marco. Alrighty, so this one, I've forgotten what this colour is. This next one I should know. I did it last night. Got all that. Got all that. Don't want to. Do I use a climbing bike on this one? I've forgotten. Is it London? Surrey Hills. Oh no, it's the. That's right. Still aero. It's Harrogate, isn't it? Reverse. Yes, Vicky, that's why I tried to change the thumbnail for the stream. Just a touch, not much though. I did a stream earlier for my other time zone fans. Plus Pete's not streaming tonight. Trying to fill that massive hole. Unless Pete is streaming now. Oh really? I'll try and keep an eye out for it. Can't promise. It'll be interesting this race if that same rider just goes nuts early on again. Don't know who the rider was. Bad memories. Is the marriage still going? Oh yeah, where's this church? Is it the one that disappeared? Well, speaking of which, I was using my crappy TV before. Don't know if it makes any difference on the stream. It does make the distance sharper on my screen. I'm only using a 1080p screen, but upscaling still seems to work. Fan on the full. Use the remote, and then I have no remote to turn it left or right. I don't know, was there a super tuck opportunity with this small group? Maybe there was. My watt balance is supposedly not quite replenished, so I did miss a suck. A suck. It is a suck, but I missed a tuck. Only 28 in this group this time. I got to make sure I use the momentum properly this time. Yesterday I was too far forward. Couldn't get the momentum on this next little kicker to the sprint banner. Yeah, PC. If I had my 360 going, you could see my setup. I didn't realise I had the chroma key set up for the 360. So the 360 image, well, never that great. Colours are a little bit off, especially on the Zwift screen. Finish is back at the, forgotten the street. We go past the start banner and do that climb. Finish is just before the crest. It's a very draggy climb, not a, it's very fast, very aero. Yeah, Ollie Road. This is a better position. These off now. Got 2 feathers. $15 pints. Jesus Christ. Okay. Last bit of rest. See if I can get a super duck. So I float to the back just in time for the climb. I worked out what the squeak of my trainer is. It's a trainer arm. I'm not happy that I closed the arm. Destroyed all the sweat build-up in the hinge. Have to grease it. Yeah, I wouldn't make it to the halfway. Probably wouldn't make it through neutral zone 50. All right. I'm trying to go early on this sprint. Yeah, it's my left arm, just where that pivot is. On the Dorito. Gotta make sure I'm in the right gear. True, that's a lot of money. So I'm going early. Come on, legs. Got him. Whoever that is. Oh, God, that hurt. Thanks, Marco. My legs hurt then. They don't usually hurt. Yeah, I was in a good position. I certainly can't blame the position. I had to draft the whole way, just not the legs. Yeah, Marco, it was better than last night. God, that was nuts. It's interesting, I had a quick check on my watt balance. Last night, I managed to get into the minus. I think because the climb wasn't quite as hard up to the start there. Mum was screaming at me as Tully was going past. Where are you from, Zwifty? I know you got married here. But you say tonight, are you in America now? Or is it, I don't know, maybe Australia? Could be New Zealand. Do I have time to get down this hill? I think so. Oh, so you're at midnight. Now, as my team call it, anything after 5 in the afternoon seems to be midnight for them, mate. I'm heading to the beach later on, Marco. So I'm getting this ride done early because I don't know how much motivation I'll have when I get home to get on the bike. It looks like I have to do ZRL because where's Nathan? I can't remember if he said if he's free. Seems like no one in the Aero team, the Aero Masters, is free. .2. Perfect drafting. I always find it funny that a lot of the A races I do never break VCAT limits. Alright, let's get to 7Ks. Gotta change bike on this one, don't I? Climbing bike. I don't know, Carl. I think we've got enough for Tuesday morning. Alright, so we gotta do motorbike. Where's my e-bike? Don't start those battle points, Katie. You get booted from the chat. Scott. Where's my friggin' Scott? There it is. Oh, my brain is so fried. Not looking forward to this. Just going to be 5-minute power, I suppose, which is my 10-minute power really. The result with my 10-minute power. No way I can do my best 5-minute power at this time. Where's that 12-year-old? I'm not sure that William talks about shoving in a top rider. Problem is, if that top right is ready to do into the pen, just go to the right. Pretty slim chances, because you're taking up one of the teams for that top right. You only get two. So, pretty certain that scenario is talking about is not realistic. I do hate. I'll stream it just so you can see what's going to happen, even if I don't make the race. I'll put something up for people doing it later on. Yeah, that's the thing. The battle points. Pretty much it's a battle points race, which is shit, because if it's like everything else with WTRL, we'll spend days trying to work out what happened. Fair play if they actually have it set up so we know straight away, or even live, but still, I don't hold out any hope for that. Can you imagine the chat in game? I don't think it makes much difference in terms of most people should just be racing as hard as they can. So it does give people something to do at the banners though, at the back. Yeah, exactly. I was thinking I could catch him, but best to save it. Next climb's worse. Yeah, Marco, but you missed out on the famous watts per kilo rider this morning. The one that can hold 7 watts per kilo for an hour, but so damn light. Never gets any results unless it's up a freaking hard climb. Yeah. So much easier. It's not going to make any difference so much this race than the last race because I'm basically getting dropped anyway. But for the sprintier ones, you got a little bit more in the bag. Hard, James, hard. I've not been able to replicate the performances from last night. My watt balance isn't getting down as much, but that's what I found doing back-to-back ZRLs when I was doing aero and back pedal. The following day rides just didn't have that snap and couldn't draw as deep. I've noticed last night, because I'm not quite as fit as I used to be. Usually when I was doing the tiny races when I was at my, I would say standard, but at a pretty good level for me, I could always replicate first and last race efforts pretty closely. I don't really say, like I think the biggest difference is time. I got to the point where to get faster, pretty much required pro lifestyle. But even if it wasn't working, what's the point? Yeah, I know what you mean, John. Zone 1 is ridiculous. I would have got dropped hard if I put that performance in last night. I still got dropped hard here, but I stayed with the group a little bit longer, I think. Well, as I was talking about in the stream last night, Marco, you kind of get to the point where you're thinking, if I get sick, I get injured. The thing about fitness sports is that what you put in is transitional. Transitional? I don't know if that's the right word. What you put in is lost very easily. Whereas if you learn a skill, so that's why I'm doing DaVinci Resolve stuff, doing my little like something like that. Seems simple, but I had no idea how to do that. So that you can see the front or the first screen and the second screen. not this usual transition. I had no idea how to do that, so I learned how to do that. I find that time, I can ride the bike at the same time as doing it, but also watching videos and stuff. I'm enjoying learning something that, sure, I might forget a little bit about it. Transient, thanks Katie. I got a piano to my left, my sister's. If I'd put half the time I did riding in the piano, I'd be a crap piano player. But I could play it. Alright. I'll change bike now. Is it gravel? Is that the last race? Yeah, last race is gravel. Oh, wait till you need tenants. You sold it, didn't you? What am I doing? End ride. Done that. Do that. Do that. Do that. Just press buttons randomly. Got to change bike. Into the pen. I tried to hook up the 360 today from other view. Phil, I couldn't get it to pick up. So frustrating. So B grade level stream today. I think I fixed the bug. It says Cadex, which I think is basically my good wheels. I can't play and ride. I think Ruben can do that. Maybe. It's just another screen, so I had it set up behind me so you can actually see my two TV setups. So you can see my Zwift stream, or my Zwift screen, and my other screen that I use for OBS. Plus also my microphone, my extremely expensive table that I use for my keyboard and mouse. Height adjustable light. Still waiting for my sponsorship, so I'm not going to mention the manufacturer. Basically I use a 360 as a wide angle lens. I only used it for the last stream. I'm at Richmond at the moment, so I had to bring my Zwift setup. When I get back home I'll put a bit more thought into the setup. God, I'm not ready for this. OBS, yeah, it's what I use for the streaming software. I used DaVinci Resolve for the editing. Alright, here we go. I think I'm going to change my trainer difficulty because I changed it to Amp Plus, which is gears are so much. Basically got less gears at the back compared to Bluetooth. I was running out of gears in my big ring that last climb. Hopefully there wasn't up heads on Trons and I can stay in the group till the gravel. This bit will be easier than last night, at least. I thought that last night, but I think people are changing the pen. And you get the bug. Yeah, I don't want to drop my chain on that climb. Thanks, Phil. Okay, 6 minutes 40 or something for me last time up this climb. Cheers, Katie. Okay, here we go. Oh fuck, it got me. I put Zwift on rather than the other screen. That was easy without you there, Josh. I wouldn't say easy, but at least I got a shake. The top 10 that time. And I beat our owner for once. He beat me in every other race, it's Tully. I didn't want to bridge across and then leave to the guys that I left to bridge. I have to check the guy that beat me in the sprint. If anyone watched race 3 last night, it was hilarious. There was a few glitches. I don't know if there was glitches this race, I should check. But Josh is streaming and he thought he won the race. On his screen it showed him winning. Big celebration. Did a Julia Alaphilippe, didn't he? Link your stream in the chat, Josh. Because Josh will be racing in Worlds, and so he'll be streaming in the Worlds race. Yeah, John, I finally got Tully. I'll take that win, even though it doesn't kick my ass in the other ones. I didn't check the time for the climb. It might be faster than last night, because I think last night I lost a bit of draft. It's the first time I really looked at the draft meter on that climb. I was getting 30 watts at times, which is pretty big. Imagine adding 30 watts to your 5-minute power. I think it dropped down. When I made my attack is when I figured it was the steepest bit before the bridges. I say attack, my bridge. Yeah, John, he'll be riding for Aero, the elite Aero team in Zone 1, well, no, what is it? Oceania or something, Division 1. So still, but he's a competitor. That's assuming that Aero Masters field the team. I get home from work in time if I'm picked, which I think it's pretty much a given considering that it doesn't seem like anyone can ride. I'm going down the castle path. Can I not turn left? Don't lead me down the castle path. You win Div 1 this season, John. Well, I suppose there is only one division, isn't there? What's on at 5:38 tonight, Zwifty? I know the men's, or is it women's as well? That might have been yesterday. The Australian National Champs is on today. Road racing. To be honest, I haven't been paying any attention. I'm assuming the National TT Champs has been on. I don't know. I just saw Jay Vine and Jess Coyle posting Strava rides in Ballarat. 5:38. I think that was, it was pretty much the same as last night, I think. I've done 5:12, I think, in ZRL, back when I was fighting fit. I got down to 73-ish kilograms during some of the ZRL seasons. Carrying an extra 4 kilos up the climb. It's like taking a TT bike up there with disc wheels. Yeah, I think Division 1 and 2 are put together. I prefer that. I don't really want to talk about the battle points because there'll be a lot of that talk of that after round 1. All I can talk about is Facebook, WTRL. It's very funny because WTRL hated when I gave him feedback on Facebook a few seasons ago. Bollocked me for making suggestions in Facebook, and now it's just absolute carnage in there. It's hilarious. I can't wait for Wednesday morning. Jump onto Facebook. Hey Simon. What I hate is they're not going to change it. The wording of the finals is hilarious though. Basically locked in but provisional. I think that's just to cover their ass, as Zwift says. No, we can't do that, we're doing something else. I'm trying to steal Pete's audience, Mike. Well, Pete's having a rest. I assume he's not streaming at the moment. Let's have a look at my competition. There's my window. Nah, it's been over 1 day since you've streamed, Pete. What's going on? Someone go and knock on his door. Make sure he's not lying on the shed floor. Hopefully that beam didn't fall on his head or hit himself on the head with the beam. Oh, so they're now 8-man final. When did they change that? Not surprised, Mike. It seemed like every time I turned on my Strava or Discord or YouTube, Pete jumped out and hit me in the face. I kind of like it being a TTT. I think it's stupid, but I prefer it. Because if it was up to me, I'd just count off ZRL points races as it is. Just make Thursday night TTTs a series. 6-round series. But the problem is, WTRL don't want to give up their Tuesday night spot because I think people just do it out of habit. Once they stop, people will go to dirt, FRR and stuff and realise just how ridiculous CRL is. Yeah. I see it through Discord and then ignore it because how many times do you think they're going to change it before the actual finals? I'm not sure what the qualification is because I haven't raced with, well, have I done? I've done one race with Burrito, I think. Did I do the TTT on the first series? First round? First whatever it's called. Tier 1. But I think at the moment I have to do all 6 rounds of the last series. I don't know. Whatever it is, I gotta do that and -1. So Kyle's not calling me. I saw Phil in here before, but I'm guessing he's gone to sleep. I was chatting to him not that long ago. That's it, James. You're suicidal, but you made it halfway up the climb. We should have got you on about 3 kilometres. We should have got you on from the start to do your suicidal pull. How do you think you're travelling since that? Have you sort of maintained your power and tried to? Well, you don't really have to lose weight, do you? Because if you're yachting. No, the difference is, Katie, he doesn't die every other week. Every other week he kills us. That was a brilliant idea. Make sure we'll kill James so he can't kill us. God, that hurt. Get out of the fridge, car. I think the time slot's actually not too bad for me. That's actually one of the reasons why I'm doing this race, because I want to try and get up early and get half an hour in Zwift before work, because I'm struggling to keep training load. I'm not trying to get to what I used to do. Where am I going? I haven't been through this section in a non-group ride or race. Let's got the gravel bike. Should just go around in gravel. So I'm going to try and get half an hour in the morning. It also might help just drop a kilo or 2. I'm not trying to lose weight deliberately, because that just ends up in tears. But I figure if I do a little wake up ride, go to work, I'm not going to say I'm any good, go car, because if I'm racing with Aero and then racing with you, you can see what it did to me this morning. It's interesting having the watt balance up live. Cheers, Swifty. Have a good night. I might see you on Tuesday, or your Tuesday morning, I suppose. Is that a rabbit in the window? What is that? Oh no, it's just a map or something. Or is it a gorilla? Monkey? Zwifty Gus, is he? Can't believe you two are watching my stream together. What a night that is. I gotta get rid of this bike, it's so ugly. Oh, I pressed the wrong one, didn't I? Give me something, anything. Oops, I didn't change wheels. Stop battling. My avatar's pretty buff. Everyone's avatar's awesome. Look at that stomach. I've got it all in my arms instead of my stomach. Got boobs though. Must be pecs. I like it how in Zwift, if you get shorter, you just get more and more bulky. Gunner's avatar's incredible. Gunner looks like he can pack the scrum for South Africa. Prop. Whew. I don't even know. What's the first race in ZRL? It's up that stupid climb and is it reverse. But it's a lot different. There's a lot more wood. I don't know if I'll bother with it. I think sticking with Tron. That's alright, Michael. I should be going now anyway. Chain chomper. Yeah, so that's the reverse, what I just did. Climb. And I think you already start another few metres up the climb already from the bitumen turn. I know Zwift Insider said 10 seconds. So even the last finish, yeah, I like them if I'm the only one on the gravel bike and everyone else is on the heaviest area bike. But if we're all on even equipment, it sucks. I think the very fastest time I can change, maybe 8 seconds. So it's not really worth it. As you can see, the draft I was getting on the reverse, I'll probably be even more on the wood where you can have a rest like I did. I hope people do change. No, yes, it's shorter, isn't it, Carl? I think I will go Tron though, Michael, because it's that Castle Com. That's the Tron territory. I might even go aero, as you say, Kyle. There's a sprint. Problem for me is I'm in a division where, look at my guy go. Look at him. What a beast that person is. 10.3 still. Still 10 watts a kilo. Oh, I dropped off to 9.4 at the end. I've thought about doing a pre-recorded camera where I'm absolutely sprinting like fuck, but I'll just pre-record myself riding like this. The only thing is, I don't know if everyone will get the joke and I'll be accused of a cheating effing fucker. Yeah, Michael, go. I'm in the stream so I don't get in trouble. I don't want to lose a valued viewer. The thing is, to make it hilarious, it had to be during a Zwift tiny race, not just any old race. Yeah. You got the hell's one I was originally going to do, Kyle. I could do the other way where I'm absolutely killing myself like I did with that Pete little shortcut where he was sprinting like hell and grunting and groaning like it was wedding night and his avatar wasn't going very fast. Whitney doesn't get my sense of humour, and then my sister came over to Melbourne with her family at Christmas and I'll link the video, but there's a video that she absolutely howls at, and it's just such odd humour. It's an Aussie video about Christmas pudding and about having one more serve, and Whitney's sitting there, just does not get the sense of humour. And I was saying, Whitney, see, this is, you think I'm odd. But then Whitney's sitting in bed that night, she just starts laughing. She says it's the very typical Asian thing where they watch something. There's a saying actually, I forgot what it is, basically a Chinese person will watch something and then have a really delayed reaction of laughter. So then she just sat in bed for about 20 minutes giggling to herself about the video. I keep forgetting about the Brittany burrito. That's Brittany burrito. Who was it? That was Seb, wasn't it? Oh. It's like when we're doing the TTT rides. Someone will say something and we're all so dead we don't know what they say. Poor old Gunner. 5 seconds before the race start, I shot my goat. It's like, what? He's like, break us to it easy. Yeah, it was Seb, was it Seb Roman? I always forget. I wasn't very good with my teammates. They all spoke Spanish. I shot my goat. And it was like a sad voice as well, like it's his pet. He's just like, I shot my goat. Then all you hear is the laughter. Oh, I'm so glad that we called the Burrito Titans. Such knobheads. Laughing at David dying in the shed. Yeah, that's right. You're what? You shot your goat. It was one of those moments that just sad but hilarious. The comic timing of Gunner. That was a burrito mascot as well. I've got to get off the bike soon. I've got to go to Aldi. I got permission. Basically, I usually don't buy stuff unless I really need it. I end up spending most of my time just looking at buying stuff and then deciding to sleep on it and then realising I shouldn't buy it. But Whitney went to Aldi yesterday. Aldi? Am I saying it right? Bloody Aussies. Aldi, the Swedish company, not the German manufacturer of cars. She's like, oh, there's a gaming desktop for 150 bucks. I was like, yeah, whatever. Not the $150 desk. I've got my amazing retractable desk next to me. But then I looked it up. I'm like, well, I've got to buy a desk because I can't constantly be using my ironing boards for my TV setup. And I do want to use a desk rather than using my crap setup when I am using my PC. So I go to Aldi, try and work out how to shove it in the car. I got 3 ironing boards, car. So I got one here, a very fancy one because I haven't destroyed it. 2 at home, So I'll replace the TV stand so I can get back to ironing my shirts rather than going to work with look like I sat on my shirts on the bus on the way there. I've been wearing this. Speaking of which, I've been watching it. I'm not doing a bloody knobhead YouTuber thing, but I really need to get more base layers. Well, it's one of the ones you can adjust, John. Height adjustable. You definitely got the right idea there, Kyle. Whitney can do a lot of things, but when it comes to basically, she still asks me how to turn the washing machine on for the clothes. She does cooking very well, but ironing and clothes washing. Leprechaun. What are you doing, John? What am I? Got my burrito. I'm trying to get the leprechaun reference. Yeah, Kyle, that's one of the reasons why I wanted to set up my a different view. A, to use my transitions. I've got to change. So I can use those. And B, so you can actually see the effort I put into doing this. Only thing is, I've got air conditioning in this room, which helps with the fan. So I've got to work out where I can put my other fan that doesn't take up a lot of space. Basically where I put the camera is going to be filled with a fan. That was ages ago, Kyle. I haven't really had pig uterus for a while. I've had other things, but they haven't seemed to be as shocking for you. I just had the regular offal. Sheep stomach and things like that. I've had chicken feet for a while. I'm not a big fan of chicken feet, it's too many bones. I really like the taste, but you just spend so much time. Were you on the Discord, James, when I posted up the starfish looking stuff? I don't know what, well I do know what it is, it's a Viale something? Basically, it's a hard rubbish find, John. Saw it on a street for hard rubbish. Had no expectations of it. Went home and plugged it into the shed PowerPoint just in case it blew up. And it worked fine. It even came with a fancy remote. So I can turn it on and off. Change the fan speed and even rotate it if I need it. Well, make it so it oscillates. So it's free. I think it's probably slightly less powerful than the Wahoo $20 million jobby. I really like, is it sheep stomach or is it pig stomach? I think it's pig stomach, the one I like the most. Is it pigs? I think it's a pig stomach one. Some part of the intestinal tract. So I posted up photos of something and I was in Discord and I was like, guess what this is, guys? And I never got it. And it's pig's uterus. So David calls it pig's fanny. So if you ever see people post up about pig's fanny, it's pig's uterus. It's kind of nice. I mean, if you didn't know what it was, you'd enjoy it. It's sort of crunchy. It's a pretty unique texture, obviously. But when you cut it up and cook it, it sort of gets star-shaped. That's all right, Kyle. I can't even if I wanted to, I couldn't box it up for you. It's the sort of thing that you go to a country. I'm not sure what region it would be, whether it's a common thing. Whitney, I don't think it's a Cantonese food, because Whitney didn't go looking for it. It's just when she was at the what they call wet market, just at the market, she was buying pig's liver, and the woman's like, "Oh, you want some of this pig's fanny?" And then she got into the car, she's like, "Oh, I got a special surprise for you. I'm not telling you what it is until you eat it." But luckily for her, I ate anything. I have no, well, I don't want to eat shit, but I figure if it's eaten by people, then you probably eat pig's fanny in your pie, Carl. Honestly, it just wouldn't surprise me. You could be one of the biggest pig's fanny eaters I know. You and Scott. You don't Google it. Pig's uterus if you Google, please. I'll probably lose half my viewership if you go and look at that. You guys will be in it all day. I keep forgetting to tell you, but where I'm in Richmond is one of the biggest beer manufacturers in Australia. Not that I'm saying buy beer, Australian beer in England, but you do the boulevard right, when you go past and they're making the beer, you get the smell of the hops. It's a pretty nice smell. Yeah, but Hannibal Lecter has to kill his. Not like I'm going out and slaughtering the pig. I leave that job to someone else and then live in complete ignorance. Oh yeah, I'm going to the beach, John, so I better take my headphones so I can listen to the cricket without annoying the crap out of Whitney. I don't know, is SBS running the Nationals? I always forget, what is it around here? Is it Carlton Draft? Well, I think it's the Carlton Brewing Group. I looked up Carlton Richmond, of course it's the footy results, isn't it? Yeah, it's a Carlton United breweries. So they have a few other micro breweries around which are basically owned by Carlton United as well. I don't really drink, but John can definitely attest to we do not drink Fosters. Even for us, we think that's shit. That's half the reason why I stream, because I do this talking to myself anyway. But my sister and brother-in-law were here, and my brother-in-law was cranky because he'd been sitting in Richmond for a few days and didn't realise that there was microbreweries around that he could have been sitting in. I wonder if, because we got in Australia, we drink Peroni, but I think Peroni is actually drunk by Italians. Yeah, that's why I do the tiny races, because no one wants to sit here watching the top of my head. They want to watch Pete's top of Pete's head. But he's ruined that, hasn't he? You make sure he looks up now. I don't even know if it's 30 minutes. Usually the races are what, 7 minutes? Oh no, 5 by 6. Yeah, 30 minutes. You get an extra value for money there. I realised last night after my streaming setup, I was watching my stream back just to check things. And my Insta360 still had its green screen thing, so when you're looking at the screens on my computer, the Zwift is looking a bit odd. Yeah, I was saying we should do TTT series on Thursday night. Maybe they can make Tuesday night tiny races, because that's basically what ZRL is, just tiny races. In between each sprint banner's just this. Yeah, that's what I thought they'd do. Maybe they'd do it next season, but WTRL and Zwift, so slow. It's, the issue is they've got that golden, is it the golden goose? What's the phrase? Don't kill the golden goose or something? They got so many teams. But one of the things they don't sort of realise is that all those teams will sign up anyway, because it's automatic sign up. And everyone's just screaming for something different. And battle points I don't think is it. Maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe next week I'll be saying how fantastic it is. Next Sunday morning. Oh, you mean a TTT? No, like a tiny race? Yeah, I really want to do that. I want to do a chase race. Oh, are you talking about the knockout? We're going to do the chase race and the knockout. Maybe we'll make the 2 semi-finals and then the final will be a TTT where we all ride together. Everyone's a winner. It's very inclusive then. Well, apparently we're doing the knockout race, James. I don't think I suggested the knockout style. I suggested the TTT, I mean the chase race. I think the knockout style came from when Katie was doing them for the Grand Prix or whatever it was. No, I'm the one who does that. I'm the one who usually just says we should do stuff, sign people up and then dig the hole and push you guys in. That's what my job as an owner is. I want to make sure I go to what is it? Uluru. Urikazi. I'll take the idea. Could have been my idea when I might have said we should do that. That's about usually how my ideas go. I don't want to jump onto Yumi. I probably shouldn't phrase it like that. I don't want to jump on with Yumi. In Australia there was, back when I was a young teenager, there was a music TV show or something on Fox. Yumi was one of the presenters. I think she's on radio now. Probably retired. I'm that bloody old. Yeah. I think Dave's a bot. All he says is, I'm in or fuck off. Very occasionally it breaks and he suggests we should do a race. Or the TTT. I think he's got another Discord going somewhere else. He and Scott. Where is Scott? Yeah, I think he finally cracked it with us. I don't think he does, James. He just does cycling to collect carbon wheels to put in his shed, keep the spiders happy. What we need to do is just get David to do tempo. We'll just tell you it's a tempo ride and he's in, because he loves to complain about it after the ride. Gives him content. Kyle's got to ask him to pace him up the Alp again. It's because he's got the shits with us. All you bloody butter bees. He used to be the king. You'd ask him to help pace you up the Alp in sub 50 minutes. And he'd sit there eating ice creams while he was doing it. And now he's blowing out his ass. Well, you guys are saying, I'll just push on a bit here. Doing 550 watts just to stay in. Look at this cool slipstream thing. It's not that cool, but as far as Zwift goes, I think it's next to my head. I remember when I was at the FRR, the previous round, where I had to do that bloody individual time trial. Piglet fucked off. Felt like the, what was the second Terminator? T, wasn't the T1000, the T something else. The silver liquid guy. Felt like I was being chased by him. I swear I was doing more power and David just kept on getting closer and closer. I was looking at the watts per kilo. I think he was just putting him down in the right spots. I was so buggered I couldn't put any extra effort on the climb. I was running scared. I was waiting for my back window to be smashed in. I'm careful I didn't say back door there. Yeah, for some reason I remember T1000, so that probably is the second one. They didn't really have a name for him. Yeah, it's pretty scary when you see David smashing you guys outdoors and then David goes for a ride with Nick and then Nick destroys David. Yeah, John. Oh, it's content, isn't it? I went to sleep last night watching some random YouTube video. Recognise the voice. I think I've watched that person's videos a lot, but I've never actually subscribed. And I was like the top 10 worst YouTubers. And it was just people that had lots of followers, but there'd be like 50,000 dislikes on their videos. I feel like they talked about pigs, fannies and backdoors. Oh, have you actually got the out? Is that what this FRR race is? Don't ask me about the standings, I've got no friggin' idea what the hell's going on. That's captain's job. I think Nick always is funny because he did so much riding last year, and if you look at the power he does, like he did that PRL, averaged 270 watts for 4 hours 40 minutes or something. Did the PRL faster than I did it when I was riding with David and Piglet? I mean, we weren't racing it hard, but still, we were pushing on. And Nick still beat our time by about 10 minutes. He's just so strong, but I think he's gotten a lot better. But I don't think he digs as deep as he possibly can in those tiny races. But he's done a few of them now, and he's really improved because indoors you can go so much deeper because you don't have to worry about falling off the bike. Outdoors it feels like it's great for longer efforts, but you really never dig so much that you're going to fall off the bike. Really? So these sandy bits aren't always pavement. That's interesting. Do you think are they going to update it or not? If you watch the draft meter when you're doing certain intersections, it's interesting because the draft meter sometimes just drops completely. Yeah, so the problem is, isn't it? Like you don't know when they're going to fix a bug, so you can spend a while trying to work out where the slow sections are. Maybe use a gravel bike, but then if they fix it up, what you'd have to do is run a bot, I suppose. Just run a bot at a constant power, and then you can find the sections. I heard you fell off was it your last ride? I heard chat of you coming to a stop on a hill and then falling off trying to get back on again or something. I wasn't quite sure. I had a very funny ride with James and Piglet a few weeks ago. No, it wasn't James. It was you. It was you and Piglet. All you did was buddy talk about betting. I had no idea what the hell you were on about. Yeah, crossed wheels. Yeah, so they don't teach you that in Zwift. Riding up someone's wheel and they get out of the saddle. My stepdad does that all the time. So when I first rode with him up a hill, I was very lucky. We were lined up perfectly. So when he got out of the saddle, he banged into my rear wheel, my front wheel. But luckily we were lined up so dead on that it just basically broke. Well, not broke. I applied the brakes to my bike. And I just slowed down rather than came off. I don't know how anyone else didn't fall off laughing at you. That's when you need. So that's when you need the cameras like Phil Lovett has. Could you imagine that? I'd just do that as my intro. Every single stream for the rest of my life. I wouldn't care. It'd make me laugh. No matter how many times I watched it. I'd just make, that would be my whole content. I'll just run repeats of that 24 hours a day. I reckon I'd get so many more views. What's a milky AR? And keep it PG, please. Milky Bar. The Milky Bar Kid. Or is that is it Milky Bar Kid? The Milky Bars are on me. Alright, what have I done? Almost 1 hour of less than 100 watts. Come on, push my avatar off so some interesting content. This is a recovery ride, but not done properly. I was mucking around with my editor the other day and I cropped it so you had 2 hands off my handlebar. The problem was, it didn't look that good. Looks like I'm about to crash. It would be good if Zwift gave us a few more hand signals. What is it? Elbow, is it F3? F4? What's elbow? Why haven't I got an elbow anymore? Oh, you don't have it on the TT bike. It don't usually happen. It don't usually happen because you're on Zwift. It's hard to fall off. Although I have fallen off on Zwift. Not quite Phil Lovett style, but the thing that gets you actually, Carl, is when you go to another country and you're on the other side of the road. So obviously in England and Australia we usually unclip with left foot. Then you go to another country, it kind of feels weird being on the other side of the road and unclipping. It's not a big deal, but it does. It's like going through a roundabout. Have you seen I forgot what his name is. Tourist driving the Jesus, Carl. We drive upside down, Carl. No, yeah, we drive on the left side of the road. I think there's UK, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, probably like Papua New Guinea, Fiji, and all those countries, Solomon Islands, drive left hand side. Well, I mean, it's not really something you have to concern yourself with. Being in Australia, we do get a lot more, because a lot of our content, we watch a lot of American and UK TV shows. So we do have that advantage. That's a good flex there, Marco. That was you, because I remember you saying you did the outdoors in '94, and that was your first time, and then you didn't do it until you did it with Phil Lovett, was it? Last year? Is Thailand and Vietnam and Indonesia left hand side? I do know China's on the right hand side. I'm pretty certain China's on the right hand side. I could be making a dumbass assumption then. All I know is that Whitney never seems to get it right. We're walking to the car. She walks towards the wrong side all the time. I think the weirdest thing about driving on the other side of the road is the gear shifting. Because everything else is exactly the same in terms of your driving. But having your gear shift in the right hand, I think a lot of those countries do it because Japan was obviously the biggest manufacturer of cars in Asia. And Australia do it because obviously England. Yeah, but then you still put it in. Got to change and you're like, oh shit, that's the door. I had the very strange experience of driving my uncle's Generation 1 Honda NSX in England, but it was a German car, so it was left-hand drive, driving on the left-hand side of the road on English country lanes where you have to drive against the hedges. That's very... don't know why he let me drive it, to be honest. I didn't put any, well, I might have done some scratches against the hedges, but he told me to do that. Yeah, he used to drive it in anger. We went to the Goodwood Festival of Speed. He didn't like anyone else going past us on the way there. It's not particularly fast in terms of acceleration, but damn, it goes around the corner. Sounds so good having the engine sitting behind your ears, or behind your head, next to your ears. Yeah, I've been trying to remember if I've only been once. I went in '99. No, I didn't get back there, so I was only 99. I've been to Europe now 4 times. Been to France 4 times, Spain 4 times, Italy twice. Only thing is, Marco, is that when people say, what car have you got? You say you got a Honda. You sound like an idiot. If you go, yeah, but it's an NSX. It's the one that Ayrton Senna designed, or helped create, or test something. It's funny the Christmas season, John, because you get people, a bit like the pandemic really, you get people who either do a crap load of riding and get a lot faster, or people that drink a lot of crap load of alcohol. The other KFJ training plan, the off-season training plan. Well, I stayed there, I was there for 2 months out of the 3 months I was away. I stayed in Chiswick and Cookhamdean. I went to Scotland. I went down to Devon, Exeter. My uncle was an IT guy at the time, making decent coin, so went on his yacht in Exeter. That sounds like Carl's training plan during the whatever their version of the Melbourne Cup carnival is. Yeah, I was posh, wasn't I? I went to the open gardens where you go into the servants' areas where they've got the peepholes to see if they need to go into the dining room and clear the tables, or the women watching the men go about their business. Do you sound like have you got alcohol voice, John? Kyle would get into a race near the end of that week, and you definitely sound like you'd been up all night drinking. That raw alcohol voice. I liked Edinburgh in terms of, it'll be interesting to see what they do with the Zwift world. I think they're going to put the Edinburgh Castle in it. I enjoyed the Festival of Speed. It's not the hill climb, Goodwood hill climb, but it's still, as a car guy back then, it's pretty amazing seeing all the 60s and 70s supercars, Ferraris, Alphas, Aston Martins. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like riding RGT and things like that. I don't like those sort of courses on the computer. It's kind of boring. Zwift does one thing right, which is gives us unrealistic worlds, not realistic worlds. It's funny, Whitney's been to England, but she's very different to me. I went to England and did like the car stuff. Whitney went to England and did all the uni stuff. So we've been to similar places. We've both been to Oxford, but she's been to Oxford to go to the universities. I just went to Oxford because I think I was going somewhere else and just stopped at Oxford. We've both been to Edinburgh, but she was going to, what university is there? There's one near the famous golf course, which I didn't go to. So she basically did a tour of universities in Great Britain. Well, I mean, look at the size of the stuff. That's what you need to do. Like let's have a look at this thing. Look at the size of this bloody, I don't know if I'll get round to it. Yeah. I missed him. But he's like the size of a truck. You need to make everything really big so that you can actually see it. There we go, this bird. You can't see it. Oh, maybe now. You get my point. Everything's got to be really big. If you make everything realistic size, it looks boring as hell. It's just like some little thing off the side of the road. So look at the size of that thing. Maybe not the size of a truck, but bloody huge. That bird. St Andrews. Yeah, that's it. Like, I don't want to ride Mount Fuji. That can get the hell out of here. Who wants to ride up that? Okay, I know one person is 37 kilos. But apart from that, I went up Ventop back a long time ago before I was streaming. I rode up Ventop trying to beat Phil Lovett. Bastard beat me. That was after I broke my collarbone, I think. And then I did it for a couple of the series, but goddamn. What's the point? I might as well do a TT. And the worst thing about Ventop is you get to the top and you just turn around and come back again. What am I going to try? That's it. There we go. See if I can get something. Get out of the way, screen. Can't quite. Too late. I think the thing is, you've got the corners and you got incentive. When you get to the top, you get XP. You might get the wheels and you get, yeah, you basically get, yay, you've done Ventop. Or you get the Everesting stuff, like the 25 Masochist badge. Ventop, they gave you nothing. Might as well ride around Fuego Flats for all day. You need to be really fast, John, so it becomes fast twitch. The guys that do it in 34 minutes, it's fast twitch for them. So people say, oh, some people, I want not Ventop, I want Mount Fuji, give us a Mount Fuji. It's like, okay, but they're going to spend a lot of effort making it and then there'll be 3 people riding it per day. And they're the ones that ride the Ventop and out to Zwift 40,000 times. You should get Dave to drag you up there sub 50. I like to be able to move my camera so I can drone fly to those little things, little shrines or whatever they are. I went up and down out for ages and ages to get the Tron bike. I just kept on doing Lucy workouts up it. I haven't got BZ out for a while. I need to get him out to try and beat Nick's bloody PRL time, doesn't he? Doesn't I? Don't I? And Whitney wants me to help with the English. Toucan. I've got, a while ago, when I was setting up group rides, John, I had 2 bots to do the pace partner work. One of them was BZ, What do I call the other one? Car. Because when I was with Backpedal doing group rides, I had the A and the B group. God, it was a lot of work trying to get two bots set up and make them go faster or slower. Yeah, I really should get off. I've been past that dog, or whatever it is. Is it supposed to be a wolf or something? I don't know. I think it's a dog. I don't know what happened, John. I haven't used a bot for a while because they've changed things. Well, I haven't used a bot on my account. Because the problem is, well, not the problem. Basically, I didn't want to be a knobhead and ride around Zwift on my bots and get them to level 50. So I just use the bots for pace partner work. But if I wanted to test bikes, what I'd do is I'd go offline and use my account and then delete the activity. Problem is you can't do that now because Zwift to try and get rid of that. What was his name, Carl? The one that kept on following Hal around and also was in a lot of the races that we did. And so to get rid of riders like that, they changed it. So now, no matter what you do, online or off, it saves it to your Zwift, so you get XP points and everything. But I noticed the other day, I got online when I did a race, and I checked my CP power, and it's giving me 2,000 watts for random. I don't know where it come from. I never saw it, and then it just popped up. And the problem is I can't delete it now, and it completely ruins my CP profile. And I haven't done any testing. I mean, I don't normally stick it at 2,000 watts when I do test. I usually stick it at below my CP profile, so at the most 400 watts, 420 watts for a few minutes. Yeah, Z-Haul. That was him. B-Haul, Z-Haul. I think it was Pogacar for a while too. It was like 4 different things. But I don't know where it's come from. The only thing I can think of is that sometimes if you're using, or if you let your trainer or your pedals go to sleep, I've noticed that sometimes when you wake them up again, they'll give you stupid power, but it might be from an activity from ages ago that Zwift picked up randomly, but it's bullcrap. And the problem is you can't delete them anymore because they keep it on the server. So it's completely, maybe, no, I can't do 1,000 watts for 24 seconds. I don't know when it happened. I just saw, because usually I check. I always go into my timeline, take a screenshot, and it tells you your max power. So if it was a 2,000 watt spike for, 10 seconds or something, 3 seconds, I'd notice it. And then I went and checked my CP power like I usually do when I just do my regular rides, and I was like, what the hell? Where'd you come from? Bloody Zwift. I don't think it's not on my Zwift power, so it's probably that's more important. Yeah, I'm not sure if it picked up an activity from ages ago, or if, just a randomly applied it. Where am I trying to zoom out? Can't get to the island. I'm not zoomed out enough. If I know I could unlock the screen. You think John did I forget his name, rest in peace. your drunk teammate. Actually, you never were a teammate with him, were you? Anyway, I should go. I really should. I've been on this way too long. You guys should go to sleep. And John should get on the rest of his day. I'm getting here slower. I'm now struggling doing more than 100 watts. I'm waiting for Prez to come in and give me $500. For those that aren't following along at home, he's a guy that does like to throw cash at streamers. And the thing is, I'm not monetarised, so even if he did come in, he couldn't give me money, even if he tried. What coffees are they? Instant? Espresso? I've been trying to save money at work. So I've taken, well, I found half price coffee satchels. I think you got a problem, Carl. I know I've got a problem. Was it to deal with the family, or was the family big drinkers as well? John. Where did you go to visit? Was it somewhere interesting, or was it pretty much this Great Australian fuck all area? It's only a short-term thing though, Carl. I know you'll smash that. You should anyway. Is it one of the airport size ones though, or is it the kid size ones? Orange. Yeah, I don't think I've ever met anyone from Orange who isn't a big drinker. It's actually a nice area though. Oh, so it's an airport one, car. One of the ones where the triangles are like that big. Lucky you're strong, because when it gets cold, those things are freaking hard to break. Don't do that. That's one of the top reasons that one of those streamers got on the list. There was a streamer I felt sorry for him. This streamer, he was a very good gamer, basically became famous for chucking tantrums and breaking stuff. But the problem is, the more he did it, the more views he got, so I think he did it. But then people would just watch him to break stuff. So people would say really mean things about him while he was playing games, and so if he did badly, he'd chuck a tantrum. And he obviously had mental health issues, but no one gave a crap. Watching that actually makes me glad that I don't make money out of streaming. There was one guy who couldn't get a job because of his streaming, because he got such a bad reputation of streaming and was such a big streamer that when he tried to apply for jobs, people would look up his name and wouldn't give him a job. Or if he got a job, people would tell the company not to hire this guy because of his bad reputation. So he couldn't get a job. And they said at the end of the conclusion, he's basically disappeared off the face of the planet. He's probably living in the bloody forest somewhere in America, in the woods, killing his food to survive. I don't know if your promises hold much weight, Carl. But I will be in with the TTT. Does that rock look like a head to you on the left? Not anymore though. I'll be in for the TTT. There's no FRR or dirt, is there? So you just do the regular races, not the get absolutely slaughtered races. Alright, Carl, I'm in. I'll do this many watts though. What's the course before I say actually? Yeah, but are the courses back to normal? Are they back to TT courses? London. Yeah, but it's... Okay, is it Surrey Hills? You can't trick me by saying London. Is it the Surrey Hills, London? We're due for one of those. I know what David's response is going to be. Keith Hill can get London 8. I think that's a good one, isn't it? The other streamer that they had on the list was a streamer who started off as a vegan. There's actually 2 vegans on the list of terrible, the top 10 most terrible streamers. Started off as a vegan food eater, and then he transitioned into fast food. Didn't give a crap about vegan, and the problem was his whole stick was eating food, and made money the more streams he did. So he went from being a little skinny vegan guy to basically being morbidly obese. So obese. Like he celebrated a milestone of being some stupid weight. And people watched just to see if he'd die on stream because he wasn't that obese. I wouldn't recommend watching the top 10 because it's pretty sad. Yeah, I couldn't believe this. So, John, one of our teammates, Dave Raynham, was vegetarian. I didn't know about it for like 6 months, which is why he's not vegetarian anymore, but he still doesn't. I don't think he eats that much meat, Carl. I think he still just occasionally. I don't know. Yeah, I'll link you the stream if you want, if I can find it again. Not the stream, the YouTube channel. But it was basically top 10 where viewers would just watch for the car crash. The other one I've been watching is top 10 moments that streamers got caught cheating. Why am I riding off the edge of the road? Jesus Christ, this is dangerous. I almost witnessed a crash there. One of our teammates called Piglet, not because he eats so much pig, but it's pretty appropriate, John, but he swears by pig's liver the night before a race. And I think he eats it raw. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it's a joke or serious. He is a beast though. I don't know what he does riding around with us shit kickers. He's national, I think it was single sculls, British champ at one stage, and also later on, once he was doing cycling, won a triple crown for the oat route. Often in the TTs, he's the one who's doing everyone's pulls about 10 minutes into the ride. Hasn't got a sprint though. It's got a decent sprint. But if you had a sprint, basically, the reason why Josh Harris is such a beast is because Josh Harris has got the watts per kilo, and he's also got the sprint. I should make a meme out of that car for the chat. Yeah, it's a thingy. He hasn't got a sprint, but it makes him more dangerous almost because he makes sure he does really good gameplay. It was funny reading that. Is it Jammers? Yeah, it was Jammers who did the article about Worlds and the people, or the editor, saying how amazing and in depth Jammers goes into the build up and the prep and everything. I think it just reminds me of how badly people, not everyone obviously, but a lot of top riders prepare for the top events. Find me something I can play with, Kyle. Actually, don't do that. You'll get in trouble from the missus for being on the iPad for about 10 hours tonight. Not going to bed. Cheers, John. I better go too. I've done my hour 30 at 100 watts. All right. Oh, Kyle, did you watch my intro? Oh, you did watch my intro, didn't you? Yeah, exactly. That's what you should be doing. If you're trying to qualify for Worlds, you don't just sit on your ass and just do shit kicker right somewhere. All right, I better go. Have a good Sunday, everyone, or Saturday night, and enjoy tomorrow. See ya.